Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. Oh my god, is Agufish back to a regular schedule? Who knows, but it's here now. Let's get to your questions. So what about the 2019 Gibson range they released at Summer NAMM? Yeah, so they're not actually released yet, but Gibson did quietly unveil the 2019 offerings at Summer NAMM. Gibson is kind of like a car company in that they release their next year models end of summer, early fall, so we probably won't see them until September, but they've shown us what we can expect from the 2019 lineup, so strap in boys, there's a lot to talk about. Kicking things off with the Les Pauls. Obviously, what channel do you think you're watching? The high performance models look like a return to form. They've ditched a lot about what made the 2018s unappealing to me. Gone are the robot tuners replaced with locking Grovers, as are the subjectively tacky 60s sci-fi looking mirror control knobs. Instead, they're using transparent speed knobs. Small thing, but in my opinion looks much better. The rosewood fingerboard is gone in favor of rich light, and they've also done away with the weird rear-mounted burst buckers. They're back to using normal, albeit incredibly shiny pickup rings. Other than that, the same ultra-modern weight relief, access neck heel, titanium 0 fret and saddles, and versatile 4 push-pull pot and DIP switch wiring for just a ridiculous number of tonal options. I quite like this direction. Last year's HP was just a weird Les Paul to me. Then there's the Les Paul Standard. What's cool about this year's Les Paul Standard is that it's got the same wiring as the HP, which includes that DIP switch. So you get all those tonal options in a more traditional feeling guitar without having to shell out the extra cash for an HP that has features you may not want. And most importantly, it was dropped for 2018, but Blueberry Burst is back. Awesome, it was my favorite finish from the 2017 lineup. There's also a new transparent seafoam green, which looks amazing on a flame maple top. The Studio this year has the same ultra-modern weight relief, but comes in a new Nashville-inspired barbecue burst. They've also replaced the 57 Classic and Classic Plus with a 490R and 490T. Personally, that's why I'd prefer the 2018 version, but that's just me. The vintage-inspired Classic and Traditional both return as well, though it looks like finish options aside, only the Classic has really changed from last year. Last year the Classic had P90s, this year it's got 61 rhythm and treble humbuckers with 4 push-pull pots, which gives you split options, phase options, and even the ability to bypass the tone controls and route the bridge directly to the output jack for an extra boost. It's also got 9-hole weight relief. Onto the Les Paul Tribute. It's one of my favorite models from 2017 and 2018. It's got just enough flash that they look good, but the main focus of them is to boil down a true Gibson playing experience into an affordable package. The satin finishes also feel great. For 2019, it doesn't look like the specs have changed. The name is now the Studio Tribute instead of just the Tribute. They've also changed the trapezoid inlays to dots. Why? I know it's just a small aesthetic thing, but the trapezoids look good, and the dots make it look cheaper than it is. I don't get it. I mean, I do get it. Visually, the Studio is now noticeably more expensive than the Studio Tribute, even at a glance, so it might lead to an upsale, but really, in my opinion, the dots don't look right. Keep the trapezoids, it makes it look like a proper Gibson. Dots aside, which apparently I get more annoyed by than I realized, the bigger news is that the series has been expanded to include the SG Standard Tribute, the Firebird Tribute, and the Les Paul Jr. Tribute Double Cut. It looks like the SG is just a rebranded Faded with the same pickups and everything, but the Firebird is definitely new. It's got the same controls, hardware, and mini humbuckers as the regular version, but has a set neck instead of neck through and a worn satin finish. That's a great addition to the series. The Les Paul Jr. Tribute Double Cut looks pretty interesting too. Wraparound bridge, single P90 with 1 volume and 1 tone. It's so minimalistic, and depending on price, I could see that as a big seller for Gibson this year. Back to the SG front, Gibson is now offering the Standard in both regular and 61 varieties. The 2019 Standard has a batwing pickguard, a chunky round neck, and a 490T 490R pickup combination. The 61 has a short pickguard, a slim taper neck, and 61T 61R pickups. There's always some disagreement as to which form of SG is better. Gibson usually offers it as one or the other, but now they're offering both in the same year. I like the 61 better, so sounds good to me. There's also this year's high performance version, which is pretty much all the same features as the Les Paul, down to the burst buckers and even the Blueberry Fade. The Natural Explorer looks exactly the same as last year's version, but Gibson have added a flying V to go alongside it. The body, neck, everything is all mahogany, Grover tuners, and a burst bucker 2 and 3 pickup complement. Looks a lot like the Amos Flying V, but less gaudy. There's also a new series being launched for 2019, and that's the B2s. It's Gibson's new, highly affordable line, and based off of my past experiences with highly affordable Gibsons, I am cautiously optimistic. There are two new entries to this line, a Flying V and an Explorer. They've got mahogany bodies, mahogany slim taper necks, rosewood fingerboards, black chrome hardware, Grover tuning machines, and Dirty Fingers Plus humbuckers. Compared to the standard models, the controls are simplified with just a single volume and tone knob each. On paper, these look like affordable Gibsons done right. No flash, all substance. Just a bare bones playing experience of what makes a Gibson a Gibson. It's very hopeful. If they're good, this looks to be a great year for Flying V and Explorer fans. If they're not, good channel fodder, I guess. And then out of Memphis, there's the brand new semi-hollow single cut ES235, which is basically a slimmed down, more rock and roll version of the ES135. You guys keep asking for a semi-hollow in the channel, so I guess maybe we can see how it sounds going through a PV6505. There's also a lot of other hollow body announcements, but to be honest, I'm not as familiar with them as their solid bodies, don't know what's changed, so I'll leave a link below to Premier Guitar's video where they go into more depth about them. I will say the ES335 in Blueberry Burst looks very interesting. It's not often that you get the big hollow bodies with finishes that loud. It'll be interesting to see what the reception is towards that. But my thoughts on the new lineup? I quite like it. Thoughts on the tributes aside. Seriously, that bothers me more than it should, I guess because I like them so much, but it just makes them look cheap. Overall, the 2019 Gibson line seems very safe. It makes sense, especially if they're trying to focus on quality, and I am looking forward to trying the new ones out, but I kind of wish they'd taken like a small risk. To be clear, I'm not talking about something extreme like the Firebird X or changing all the guitars to have robot tuners. I'm saying maybe like an additional Les Paul tribute with an Evertune or a string butler, modern components that have clear benefits, but at the same time don't destroy the classic feeling of playing a Les Paul. Something like that. As it is, I'm sure they'll do well this year. I just feel like they could have had some exciting, affordable, modern model. So, my question to you is, do you want to see some more Gibson demos on the channel? I did quite a few of the 2017s, the Les Paul Tribute, the Les Paul Faded, and the Les Paul Standard, then the SG Standard and the Firebird Studio. Of course, the craptastic Firebird 0 and M2, which I still to this day am getting a ton of hate comments on from salty owners looking for online validation of their purchases. From this year's main lineup though, I only made a video of the 2018 Gibson Les Paul Tribute, and honestly, I didn't get that many requests for Gibsons, so instead I focused more on Epiphones, LTDs, and other affordable import models. So would you like a continuation of that focus, or would you like to see more Gibsons, even if it's just for the guitar porn aspect? Like, do you want to play them vicariously through this channel because some of the new finishes are sick? I don't know, let me know, poll in the top right. Ever tried Jericho Guitars? A video on them bad boys would be sweet as fuck. Actually, I've not. It's very difficult to find one in person because they only sell online direct, and apparently people like them because you rarely see them up for sale used. If you haven't heard of Jericho, they seem like they're manufactured in South Korea. Based off of the features and pricing, they're crazy spec'd out and are actually quite reasonably priced for the looks and components. They've got quite a number of really nice models available. If I were to list them all, it would take forever. They've got a really good website, you can check them out later. For this video, I'm just gonna highlight my favorites. First up, they have the Fusion Walnut Evertune 6. The Fusion is like Jericho's T-style guitar, and I think this is one of the best looking modern tellies I've seen ever. As the name suggests, it's got a solid walnut body, then it has a 3-piece bolt-on mahogany neck, a Seymour Duncan JB59 humbucker set, a Graphtec Tusk XL nuts, an Evertune bridge, and Grover locking tuners. It's also got a ridiculously flat ebony fingerboard with a 17-inch radius. You know how I feel about flat fingerboards, but I have to admit, in this case, it adds to the uniqueness of Jericho's take on the T-style guitar. It's available as either a 25 3/4 inch or a 27-inch scale length, so an Evertune baritone telly, yeah, I can fuck with that. Then there's the Elite 6 in Blueburst. This is probably the most famous of Jericho's guitars. It's the first one I saw, the one I get asked most about, and I mean, even though I'm not huge into double cut guitars, even I have to admit it's gorgeous. It's got an ash body, flame maple top, 3-piece maple neck, and the same Makassar ebony fingerboard with a 17-inch radius. The Hipshot hardware and DiMarzio pickups have all been specially customized with a black and gold motif, and visually, I love everything about this guitar. I especially like how the pickups are like the inverse of each other. I don't know, something about that really appeals to me. My favorite part about the Ibanez Jake Bowen JBM 27 was the DiMarzio Titan pickups, and as far as I know, this is the only other production model that come with those pickups stock, so that makes the Elite 6 one of the Jerichos I want to try the most. Then on the 7-string front, the Edge 7 NT in royal blue looks amazing. I love natural stains, and I love blue guitars, and I love beveled bodies, so this guitar just combines all that into one glorious, riff-tastic package. It's got a walnut body, spalted maple top, with a 5-piece maple walnut neck that runs right through the entire body. Again, ebony fingerboard with a 17-inch radius, Graphtec nut, Grover locking tuners, hipshot bridge, and this one is loaded with Seymour Duncan, Nazgul, and Sentient pickups. And the last one that caught my eye was obviously the Les Paul-inspired Jericho Classic, specifically the Baritone Classic in Silverburst Satin. Mahogany body, Tone Pros bridge and tailpiece, Grover locking tuners, Seymour Duncan JB59 pickups. Then the modern Jericho twist is that the ebony fingerboard has a 16-inch radius and the entire guitar has a 27-inch scale length. For you lefties, they offer the same guitar but with gold hardware and a 3/4-inch spalted maple cap. That one comes with Nazgul Sentient pickups. What a beast of a guitar. I reached out to them actually when they released their kind of bare bones Ignition series models. I really like the concept of those. They've got a very simple black aesthetic theme, hipshot hardware and locking tuners, bolt-on 3-piece maple necks, Makassar ebony fingerboards, and a single pickup each. Basically, when you're ordering them, you just choose your model and your pickup, and that's it. Super basic, and I love that. It's a series of workhorse guitars. There's no unnecessary excess features that bloat the price tag. They have a sale on right now, and they start at just like $600. Anyways, as I was saying, I reached out to them a while ago. The channel was much smaller back then, and they said that they could get me a discount on the guitar, and they could feature me on the artist page, and I'm not really in the business of paying to do work, so I said no thanks. But now that the channel's about 40,000 subscribers strong, which to be fair is still relatively small in the whole guitar demo review scene, but it is bigger, maybe I might reach out again and see if they're interested in doing something. I mean, I would like to try them out for my own curiosity because they look sick. So, poll in the top right, let me know if you're interested, and if so, what models? Are you excited for the new Charvel DK24s? Nah, I wasn't. And then I googled them, and now yes, I am very excited. So the DK24 is one of Charvel's main series. They have dinky bodies, 24 jumbo frets, 25.5-inch scale lengths, speed necks with compound radii, rolled fingerboard edges, and spoke wheel truss rod adjustment systems. The Strat style input jack is also placed on the back of the guitar body, which is interesting. They already come in hardtail and Floyd variants, pretty cool series. For Summer NAMM though, they introduced the new CM series, which stands for Caramelized Maple. These have alder bodies with satin finishes, Godot tremolos, 2-piece caramelized maple necks, and caramelized maple fingerboards. There are 2 CM variants, HSH and HSS. The HSH has a Seymour Duncan full shred in the bridge, a flat Strat single coil in the middle, and an Alnico 2 Pro in the neck. Charvel is offering those in Matte Army Drab and Orange Crush. The ones I'm excited for though are the HSS ones. The features are identical, save for the extra Seymour Duncan flat Strat in the neck. These color options though are amazing. It comes in primer gray and my favorite, shell pink. Not only does it look really cool in a vintage kind of way, but it also fits in with the theme of this channel, which apparently is pink hot rodded Strats. But yeah, what do you think of these? Are you interested in a demo when these hit stores around October? Let me know. Poll in the top right. Actually, that one doesn't even matter. Whatever you vote, I'm gonna try to get the one in shell pink on the channel anyways. And that'll do it for this week's episode of ASKgufish. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit the like button. Feel free to leave your thoughts on anything discussed in the comments. Don't forget to hit subscribe and click the little bell to turn on notifications, because otherwise YouTube won't let you know when I've uploaded a new video. All links are below, including social media and our Discord server, which you should definitely join. As always, thanks so much for watching, you've been awesome, and I'll see you for the next video.